Speaker of the House John Boehner defending his controversial invitation to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, last week, Speaker Boehner invited the Israeli Prime Minister to Washington without consulting the White House.
The House of Representatives is an equal branch of the government, and we had a right to do it, and we did it. And I'm frankly proud of the fact that the Prime Minister has accepted our invitation and will be here on March 3rd to talk to the members of Congress about the serious threat that Iran poses and the serious threat of radical Islam.
And Senator Rand Paul joins us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, do you agree with Speaker Boehner that he has a right to do that? And secondly, is it okay in your mind that he didn't consult the White House before inviting the Prime Minister?
Well, you know, absolutely. We are a co-equal branch of government, and the Speaker's in charge of inviting folks to speak. It's only usually given to leaders, heads of state. Benjamin Netanyahu's been here before. I can't understand why it would be a controversy other than maybe the president's acting a little bit petulant over this because he wasn't consulted. But it almost looks a little bit childish to me that he's going to make a big stink over, oh, now I won't even meet with an ally who's the head of state of an ally when he comes to Washington because I wasn't consulted. It's almost like, you know, where you sit on the plane and where you get in the front side of the plane or the back side of the plane. It's a little bit inconsequential, I think.
Well, it seems that the president and Prime Minister Netanyahu have a rather chilly relationship. In November 2011, if you remember, President Obama got caught on a hot mic speaking with then President Sarkozy of France and speaking in an insulting way towards the Prime Minister. And then, of course, this last fall, there was rather insulting remark made by a senior Obama administration, begins with chicken something, in reference to Prime Minister Netanyahu. So it seems like they have a rather chilly relationship at best, a rather insulting remarks from our president.
You would think this would be a chance for the president to make amends, you know, about those remarks that were made by someone in the administration. So, yeah, and Israel's an important ally. I don't understand why he would refuse to meet with him, other than just sort of being, like I say, petulant or childish about not being consulted.
Some of Prime Minister Netanyahu's critics object to him coming to the United States to address Congress, saying that it is a political stunt because he has midterm elections in Israel. What do you think about that? About, you know, what is his motive for coming here?
Well, I'm not sure what his motives are, other than that we have a big controversy, you know, in our country about whether to do more sanctions, not do more sanctions. And people do ask what our allies think about this because it affects not only allies in the Middle East, but we have other allies that have been part of the sanctions coalition that this affects as well. So I think we should listen to some of the statements and opinions of our allies. Ultimately, we make our own decision in our own interest. But I think in this case, we can and should listen to others.
Should President Obama bury the hatchet, so to speak, and meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu when he's here? Is there something to be gained, even though obviously he's annoyed with Speaker Boehner for not informing him?
You know, I think if the president wants to look like an adult in the room and wants to be part of the adult conversation, yeah, absolutely. They should have never brought this up at all. It looks childish not to meet with Netanyahu when he comes. And so hopefully the president will get over his peak over this. But I don't think it looks well or represents the presidency well to behave that way.
What do you expect to hear from the Prime Minister when he's here?
You know, I mean, his concern are the wars that rage all around them. And, you know, I've been to Israel, and they're very close to all of these wars that rage. And, you know, I think it's important to hear their perspective. And I think that's the main thing I would guess he would talk about.
Senator, thank you for joining us. Nice to see you, sir.
Thanks, Greta.
And straight ahead.